Hey, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
It is Thursday, July 12th.
Yes.
And we are also joined today by Miss Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know why I'm being so musical today.
I love it.
We have a great guest today, everyone.
Sure do. We have Nikka Graff Lanzarone here.
Yay! The talented and tall. But first, we're going to look at our top 5.
Yes.
A Broadway classic is getting new life, and we could not be more excited about it.
Yes, so we
Whoa,
found
tell
out
us about
very unexpected news today.
Wild.
We're getting a new revival of West Side Story on Broadway.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Not
No.
just a revival of West Side Story, but it's going to be like no production you've ever seen before.
Really?
Yeah, Ivo Van Hove, who has been on the scene for a while but won a Tony, for his Broadway debut a few years ago, his kind of environmental take on A View from the Bridge.
Right.
He's going to be helming this production. And something that's kind of cool about it is this is going to be the first U.S. production of West Side Story that has new choreography different from
Mind
John
blown.
Robbins.
Mind
Yeah.
blown.
So Anne Teresa de Kersmaker,
These
whose
are
last
Dutch
name
people.
I might have
They're Dutch.
mispronounced,
That's the point.
she's going to make her Broadway debut choreographing this production.
I can't imagine what that's going to look like
know.
without Jerome Robbins' iconic choreography.
I know, but
But I mean, I'm open to it. Like, let's
Ivo
just
is a pretty cool
bring
dude.
it in. Yeah, we
very
don't have
smart.
any casting yet, right?
No casting,
Okay.
but we do know that previews are going to begin on December 10th of 2019 with an opening set for February 6th of 2020. So we'll all be a lot older by then.
Oh, no.
Excuse me.
Well, maybe not you. But we're really, no theater yet, but we're really excited about it.
Wow.
Yep. And some of our Broadway faves got honored for their screen work today.
It's the Emmys, Emmy nominations. Okay, I haven't even digested this whole list, so I'm just going to shout out a few things.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say Jesus Christ Superstar Live did very, very well. And doesn't that mean that Andrew Lloyd Webber is closer to
And
EGOTing?
EGOT, that is correct.
So, excuse me. But listen to these names: John Legend for Jesus Christ Superstar, Tony Shalhoub. This could be a very good year for Tony Shalhoub for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Dear Evan Hansen songwriters, Pasek and Paul for their music and lyrics for A Christmas Story Live. Remember that back in the holiday time?
I loved it.
11 Tony nominees were nominated. Isn't that awesome?
It's pretty cool.
We have such talented people in our
We
community.
sure do.
And a bunch of other people that you know of, like, Darren Criss, Finn Whitrock, all these people that have been on the boards around here. And I just want to shout out to Kelly O'Hara.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's Arian Moyet. I mean, come on. That
Yeah,
was just
very,
that was
very
pretty great.
cool.
Anyway, it's hosted by Michael Che and Colin Jost, and it's September 17th. You've got all summer to obsess.
Yes.
September 17th, the Emmys.
I love that. And we have to wave goodbye to an original cast member.
Oh.
Look at you with your
So
little...
sad.
So
Aw.
sad. So Laura Dreyfus, Dear Evan Hansen original cast member, is going to play her final performance this Sunday, July 15th. But we found out today that Mallory Bechdel is going to make her Broadway debut in the role of Zooey Murphy beginning on July 31st. So this is a total
What
newcomer.
a wonderful role to make your Broadway debut in.
Seriously.
Good for her.
New to Broadway, new to the New York theater scene. She's actually moving to New York to be in Dear Evan Hansen.
That's a good reason to move to
Casual.
Yeah, well, she's a 2018 high school grad.
That's
So-
insane.
They have those? They have those?
Right?
Nikka Graff Lanzarone just left the building.
Yeah.
So this is pretty sweet. Yeah, so congrats to Mallory.
And bye to Laura Dreyfus,
bye to
original
Laura
cast member.
Dreyfus.
And we found out the complete casting for a very highly anticipated London show.
Okay, we've been talking about this for what, 16 years, 17? I
No
don't know.
kidding, right?
Company in London with Patti LuPone as Joanne. That's all. That's what you know. Here's the new information. London stage stars Jonathan Bailey and Alex Gaumond. I'm saying it like that, Gaumond. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Will be playing. Jonathan will be playing Jamie. Rhymes with Amy. You know what I'm talking about. He can't get married today. And Paul, Alex will play his fiance Paul. So this is going to be a male couple playing that role. Those roles. I'm sorry.
I'm really excited
This
about
is exciting. Directed by
Yeah.
Marion Elliott. And the new staging will begin previews on September 26th at the Gielgud Theater in the West End, and opening night will be October 16th. I need to get tickets to London
Oh my
right
gosh,
now.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tonight, Wicked will surpass A Chorus Line as the 6th longest running show in Broadway history.
It's crazy.
It's
Wild.
really incredible.
It's going to celebrate its 15th anniversary in
Yeah,
October.
in
So
October.
it's been a long time.
So congrats to Wicked.
We love you, Wicked. The
Yeah,
Wicked.
we love you.
Thank you for your service, Andy
You bet,
Lefkowitz.
Beth.
It's always a
Always
pleasure.
my pleasure.
Miss Moynihan, will you please introduce our guest again?
Of course I will. Guys, in the studio, we have Nikka Graff Lanzarone here in the studio with us today. She is promoting a show she's doing with her mom at Feinstein's 54 Below. How exciting is that? She's previously been on Broadway in Chicago and Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I like that title. That's pretty great. She's also the co-creator and host of The Ensemblist, an acclaimed podcast honoring and sharing experiences of the hardest working members of the theater community, the chorus members. Shout out to all the ensemblists out there. They rock. Make sure to follow her on Instagram. I have it up. I think it's Nikki Lanz.
Nikka Lanz.
Nikka Lanz with a Z.
Yep.
With a Z. So make
That's
sure
true.
you follow her there. And everyone, please leave all of your questions in the comments below so we can get to those later today. And everyone, please welcome Beth and Nikka.
Hello, Miss Lanzarone.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. You're blonde and beautiful.
Thank you.
I like it. I like it. You're looking more like your mom.
It's a little creepy.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes, like I look in the mirror now and I'm like, oh boy, there she is.
So your mom, of course, is Eileen Graff.
Yes.
I know you're watching, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi. Yep. She just texted me a minute ago and was like, I can't find you. It's like I'm not there yet.
We're on the
I'm
Facebook
here now.
Mom.
We're on the Facebook.
I love that.
So you are prepping this show with your mom.
We are.
July
We're so
20th and
20th and 21st
at 54 Below.
At 54 Below at 7 o'clock. We are so excited. We've never done a full-length show together, just the two of us. We
Not
did
even
like
in the kitchen.
No, not even in the kitchen. No, like that's the thing is like we did like singing around the house was not really like a thing that happened.
But you're like from the original Showbiz family.
I know, so it's like taking your work home.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
pay
It's
me
like,
to sing in the
okay,
kitchen.
Exactly. You gotta pay me. Like you gotta pay me. You gotta provide me a kitchen.
I
like,
need appropriate lighting.
I need appropriate lighting. Just like some hair and makeup.
I see. I see.
So yeah, we did a Graff family all skate holiday show
Oh,
a few
yeah.
years ago. But this is our first like me and my mom and my dad. My dad's
Your dad's a musical director.
yes, and did all the arrangements.
Ben Lanzarone.
Yes,
ladies and
and he's
gentlemen.
a genius. So we are sort of.
This is truly a family
It
endeavor.
really is. My parents come.
Are
I
they
think
getting
they
on
are.
your nerves? I know she's watching. I'm sorry.
They,
She found
uh,
us. She found us.
She's. I hope she found us. I put my phone on. Do
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
Disturb,
we all
so I
love our
can't hear it
families,
now.
but then working with your family can be a lot.
It's really exciting though because
that's good.
there's a lot that you don't have to explain,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that's
super
true.
lovely. And it sort of allows you to be more open and more like I'm not trying to, make sure that they love me and that they're
They
going to
love you.
hire, that they're going to want to work with me again because they're
have no
stuck with
choice.
me.
Yeah.
And the same. And also they're such consummate, brilliant artists themselves that it's just like really fun for me to get to sit and watch them work.
That's
together.
awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you'll be singing.
We are doing a lot of duets. We have a very big chunk of family homage. We're doing a big family medley.
Let's tell people about your family. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh
but
no!
I think
it's-
that we need to educate
I'll
the
talk
public.
about them. I will talk about them all day. They are my favorite people on the planet.
Let's give a little background. Let's give just a little quick.
So I am a third generation performer, and my grandfather was a studio singer, and is basically like anything you hear on the oldie station, he is oohing and eyeing. And yeah, it's really cool. My uncle is Todd Graff, who was an original member of the Short Circus on the Electric Company as a child,
Amazing.
and
Whoa.
is now a screenwriter director of such movies as Camp,
Very
which
famous
is
Camp.
I feel like how most of these nice people who are watching will know him. And my cousin is Randy Graff, who is a Tony winner.
Maybe you've heard of
and
her.
Perhaps we've heard of her. And the original Fontaine and Les Mis on the Broadway.
Oh, I think we knew that.
I think-
Yes.
well, yes, but
And the Broadway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
so it's
people
truly
don't
like
know.
a showbiz family.
It is truly a showbiz family.
And do your parents like working together?
They do. They work together all the time. My parents met doing Grease on Broadway together. My mom was the first replacement for Sandy.
Oh
And my
That's
dad
amazing.
was music directing and conducting, and that's how they met.
And they're still together.
And they're
Isn't
still
that
they
adorable?
still like each other. It's so nice.
All right, I'm sorry. So I interrupted you. So tell me a little bit more about what you're singing. Doing a bunch of duets.
So we're doing a bunch of duets, and then I'm doing a bunch of my own stuff, and my mom is doing a bunch of her stuff, and we have some stuff that's brand new to us. Nothing like original material. But
That's
we're
so fun.
yes. Right now we are deep in patter revision land.
Patter revision. It's not. It's just not naturally coming out of you.
It is
like
naturally
right now.
coming out, but it's also then you have to remember the things you
Right.
wrote down that you're like, that was so funny. What was it? So that you don't do that on stage in front of people.
No,
right,
right, because they're
Right.
like paying
right.
and
They're
everything.
like, yeah.
That's amazing. Now you just closed a show. You were just in a little show.
I was in Charlottesville, Virginia, just until I
Nice.
got. When did I get back? Like a week ago.
Like a week ago, you were doing a chorus line.
I was doing a chorus line.
You were Cassie.
I was.
You popped your head.
I did, and then I didn't. But then I did again.
Was it fun to do such a classic show? Like
It is. That was my third go round.
Uh-huh.
I just keep moving stage right on the line.
Is that how it works?
I didn't mean
The
to, but
next
I realized
roll, next
the first
roll.
time I did the show, I played BB, and she's like pretty much, in the center, almost toward the left. And then the second time I did it, I played Sheila, who's like another two people more stage right. And then this
How far can you go?
I
In
think
Morales? Is that on the end?
she's on the other. She's really far stage left. And yeah, so I think I think the only other woman even farther stage right is Maggie, and I don't want to belt
That can
that
be
high all the
Maggie.
time.
That's too hard.
Some of the time.
That's too much work.
Sure.
Did you have fun doing that?
It is. I love that. Just my favorite show. It's the show that
I mean, yeah.
it was the first thing my father ever taped off the record for me, and was like,
Oh, did you
"Here, you will. This has dancing in it. You'll probably like it."
So when you were a kid, you grew up in California, right?
I did.
So when you were growing up, were they like, no, we're sorry, you cannot be a lawyer. You must be a performer.
They were super cool about trying to let me be be me, but I started taking ballet when I was like 2.5, and so that was
That's not
kind of
normal.
that was kind of that. And then every time I started to like get good enough at any other activity where I would have to like choose that over more dance class,
Like
I would
soccer
always
or ballet. Yeah.
I lasted 2 weeks in soccer. And my mother bribed me out of it with ballet class.
Because they were like, I want to do high kicks. I don't want to kick the ball.
My mom was literally like, if you quit soccer now, because nobody wanted to drive to soccer practice all the time. If you quit soccer, you can take as many ballet classes as you want. I was like, okay, cool, bye.
Okay. So
See
there
you
was
later.
out. Okay.
That's
I see
it.
how this works. I see how this works. When
Yep.
you're singing with your mom, are your voices similar?
So similar.
Really?
So similar.
Like,
She-
like
like,
I
it's a
can't
little
sing, but if I were to harmonize with my sister, we would sound like the same person.
But it's in the same way that like when you were a kid and you answered the phone and no one knew who it was for a minute. It's a little bit
You're like, it's Nikka, hold on.
exactly. that was also like the joke growing up was hello. No, it's Nikka. And then I would go hand the phone off to my mom. But yeah, like she just sent me a whole bunch of rehearsal tracks that she and my dad made where she's singing my part over so that I can.
She's singing your part so you can
She's
learn
singing
it
my part so I can learn it
and do it correctly.
and do it correctly. I promise. I'm trying so hard. To learn all the words and do it correctly because I know you're watching. And I will sing along with it, and we have the same sort of. There are really creepy things that are super similar in our voices that have always been that way, like since I was a little
I
kid.
love that you call it creepy. That's so heartwarming.
Well, it is, but like creepy in a
creepy in a heartwarming way.
because like you can't control it.
Yeah. No, it's just
It's just built in.
Yeah, there you go. How excited were you on Tony night for David Yazbek,
Oh my
who wrote Women on the
God.
Verge?
I was so happy.
And
It was
Women on the
like-
Verge is like
Yeah.
such a great. It was such a
such a
great show
great
with
score.
an amazing cast.
That score and that cast are pretty remarkable.
So you were cheering him on. I love when he's like, I was a 3-time Tony loser. Still am. I love him.
Haha, not
It's funny.
anymore.
It's funny. Yeah, that was a
Anyway.
great experience
It
for
was
me watching it. But how was it for you to be in it?
it was a hell of a way to make a debut. I will tell you
Right?
that. Yeah.
Let's just talk about the cast in case you don't know. We've got Patti LuPone.
Yeah.
We've got Laura Benanti, Sherry Renee Scott, Danny Burstein. I could go on. and
Brian
on.
Stokes Mitchell.
Brian Stokes
Oh
Mitchell.
my
Can't forget
gosh.
him.
Justin Guarini.
Going on and on. It
Mary
was
Beth Peel.
such an amazing
I'm going on.
freaking cast.
And there would be days that I would just look around and be like, I'm the only person in here I never heard of.
But you were on the Chicago poster for a really long time.
No,
I feel like you were.
No,
Okay,
not
well, maybe
me.
I was just. You were in Chicago.
I was in Chicago.
You were Velma.
I was.
You're wearing silver shoes right now, which
I
you
am.
can't see.
They no buckles.
No buckle.
No buckles. But yes,
Was that a
Silver
good
Shoes.
experience for you?
It was. That show, I mean, that show is so iconic and
Yeah.
so like.
But you were
where
Velma.
I
A lot of the people who
live.
go in are Roxy. But you're a dancer, so you can do the
Yeah.
other one, the hard one.
This is what- yeah. But then you get to come out of the elevator and you get to like do all the stuff. And you get to do Velma Takes the Stand, which is like the most fun number to do.
All right, so that's the puppet one, right?
That's in the second act.
That's Reach for the Gun,
That's
sorry.
where the first Silver Shoes with Rhinestone Buckles is,
Right,
and
right,
that's
right.
with all the boys, and they pick you up in the chair at the end, and that's where you get to do the leg over the chair thing, which is like if you're a
Important.
dancer, it's quite iconic, and
And you get to do some Fosse-like moves
you get to do some posse-like moves.
to warm up your wrists.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about, but
I
we
love
are
it.
having the
fun.
best time.
Let's talk about Ensemblist.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me, this is your passion.
We love it. We haven't been producing episodes of the podcast because it's a lot of work and we sort of needed to retool a couple of things, but it is still existing as a blog. Mo has sort of picked it up and shepherded it into this brave new internet world. I am an equity counselor, so I've been sort of focusing on some of that stuff, which is really fun.
What does that
and
mean, equity
That means
counselor?
I'm an elected official.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
People voted for you.
People voted for me.
Did you bribe them? Did you say you could take as many ballet classes?
You can take as
you
many
want?
ballet classes as you want if you vote for me. Yeah, so I've been focusing a lot more of my attention in that way, which is really thrilling and really exciting, especially as we're getting into, it's a really interesting time to be.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and Broadway is such a huge driver of so many engines, economic and otherwise.
That's true.
That it's really fun to be sort of on that side of things and get into a meeting and walk out of that meeting going, yeah, I got somebody a job today.
Wow, that's
it's pretty
amazing.
cool. It's a really.
But it was so
It's
great that
exciting.
you guys focused on the chorus members.
It is.
Because they don't always get
They
you know,
don't.
singled out.
And
they really are the engines of Broadway in many ways.
They work. Ensemble members work incredibly hard to realistically populate the world of whatever world it is that we are,
Exactly.
whatever
It's
world
true.
it is
All
that
those
we've-
people.
True.
all those people, and are covering as well. So not only is every person you're watching on stage responsible for what they're doing, most of them also are responsible for covering every other person that you're seeing
Right.
on stage. And the things that you're expected to do, it's not only sing, dance, act, it is you breathe fire and tap dance upside down and all of the tricks in the book. And the bar keeps getting raised and people keep meeting it.
It's amazing.
And it's really exciting to be
All
able
right,
to do that.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
love that.
I know that you have your questions
Yes.
for Miss Lanzarone. So, Caitlin.
Of course. I really like this question is if you were to do Chicago again as Velma, who would you want to do it with as Roxy?
I mean, Charlotte D'Amboise was my Roxy when I did it, and she's just the most
best.
perfect. She's the most perfect, and I mean, I would love to do it again with her.
Just like
Good answer.
Go back in.
Good
Go back
answer.
in.
Oh my God.
I love that. Oh, this is cute. Do you have a favorite musical theater memory growing up?
Do I? Probably. I remember. Okay, so I was about 6 years old, and we went to see Starlight Express, and
In New York?
I think this story takes place in New York. My whole family's from New York, so I grew up coming back and forth a lot. And we went to see Starlight Express, and because they did a company bow at the end, and because the Brits do a company bow, and I love a company bow. So there's a whole bunch of train cars. Like at the foot of the stage, all bowing together, and little tiny 6-year-old me is just like waving and waving and waving at like anybody who will see, because I was like, what is happening? This is incredible. So I am waving and waving and waving, and somebody spotted me and
I'm sure they all spotted you.
and waved back.
That's all it took.
And I was like,
You're hooked. You're in.
That's it. And I
They
remember,
see you.
like,
They can
see
see you.
then yes, and they can see you texting too.
Yeah. They can see you. Keep that in mind.
They can see everything.
They can see you eating
But
too.
man, seeing like clocking that it was an actual human being that could see what I was, that could see that I had seen them, that's
You
all
were
we
seen.
ever want that's all we ever want
That's
in
amazing.
the theater.
I love that. Thank you, Starlight Express.
Thank you,
person
Starlight Express.
on roller skates. I really appreciate that moment.
I wish I knew who it was.
Love that. And let's do one more. This one is, what is your dream role?
Oh boy. I have several.
You can listen.
You can do
I
them
have
all.
several. My dream role in a play is to play Anna in Burn This, which I love a lot.
Yeah.
I also have a crazy idea in my head that my best friend Amy Jo Jackson and I are gonna do a little Foxes-esque Into the Woods where we switch off the witch and the baker's wife every night.
Wow.
Which I just keep putting it into the universe.
Yeah. No,
Hoping
that's
that
a good
someone will
place to do
also
that.
think it's a good idea. My mom and I really would love to do Gypsy together. Like
That's amazing.
that, we both would really enjoy doing that.
Are you singing a song from Gypsy?
We are.
I didn't know the answer to this question when I asked it.
We are. If you come to the show, you will see it. You will
Once
see it
again,
happen.
July 20th and 21st at 54 Below.
It's true.
Yes.
Which song are you, or is that, or do we just have to come see to know?
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah. Come see it so that you know.
Cliffhanger. I like it.
We're not going to tell you. Deal with it. I love it.
Oh my God.
There are only so many. It doesn't matter. Any more? While we're doing it, we've got the play.
while we're in Dreamroll Land.
We've got the play, the best friend, and the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
And a Sally Bowles. I would never be mad at a Sally Bowles.
No.
True.
Yeah.
Can you do the chair thing as Sally Bowles?
Probably. I mean,
it's Candor and Ebb, right?
give me a day. I'll figure it out.
Answer for everything. Love that.
All right. Well, Nikka, you're a delight.
Thank you.
And you're a delight
As
on
are
social
you.
media as well.
Thank you. As are you.
Oh, well, thanks. Hey, Caitlin, will you take us out?
Of course. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 on Facebook every single day. You can listen to the podcast version by going wherever you get your podcasts and searching for hashtag live at 5 and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on an episode, and you can take us wherever you want. Take us on the go. It's really great fun. And make sure to tune in tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow. Monday, when we talk to Dylan Burnside from Pose.